Alright, welcome to another episode of Cooking with James R. Henry. Today we're going to make spaghetti, biscuits, and afterwards we're going to make a little dessert of cookies. Yep, some good stuff. So, alrighty. First what we're going to do is we're going to turn the stove on. No, that's the back one. Turn the stove on. Okay, we're going to let the water boil, but before we do that, I want to put a little bit of seasoning into the water. That way it becomes a little bit more tastier as it's boiling the spaghetti noodles. But before that, I put a little bit of vegetable oil in. Okay, vegetable oil is used generally, you don't want to put too much. I got a whole pot there, so put a little bit more. But vegetable oil is so that the noodles don't stick together when you're making them. So then we add some salt and some pepper. Okay, and then we just wait until it boils, and as soon as it boils, we put the noodles in, and we'll let you know as soon as it boils. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. The water's boiling. So we're going to put enough spaghetti noodles in there that should make a meal for about 4 people. I usually cut them in half, put them in there, just like that. Just like that. So that should be able to feed enough for 4 people. Then I get a spoon and I just kind of take and mix a little bit just to kind of get it off the bottom, because of course I don't want it to stick to the bottom either. It shouldn't, because you put enough, if you put enough vegetable oil in there, it won't. So just kind of mix it around a little bit. And then we're also going to make biscuits, so I just put them side by side. I don't actually touch them. The container says you can touch them, but I don't actually touch them. I just put them in there like that. Then I grab a knife, a butter knife, and I grab some butter. What I do with this is I put it in there, and actually it also says to preheat it for 400 degrees Fahrenheit, so forgot about that. So put 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And I just put a small, tiny bit of butter on each one. Gives you the butter flavor. Since these are regular biscuits and don't have any flavor on there, no butter or anything, I just grab my own butter and put some butter on there. Just like that. And then when I'm done, I'm going to take the whole pot. Should be somewhat warm. I'm going to put them in there. That takes around 15-16 minutes to do. The spaghetti's still boiling. You just kind of mix it around. You want to do this every so often. Just kind of mix it around. Let it get really soft. So it looks really good. So you want to mix it around, just kind of keep it off the bottom. Keep it off the sides. Just like that. Okay, and I'll be back when it's ready. It shouldn't take that much longer, just about a few more minutes to be done. So we'll see you in just a sec. Alright, so while I'm doing that, I like a little bit of coffee from Maxwell House. So we're going to make a little bit of coffee. It's a couple spoonfuls for a cup of around that size, about 6 ounces. You don't have to use a microwave. You don't have to use a boiler. You just grab a couple spoonfuls, pop it in there, maybe a little bit more. You could use 2 to 4 spoonfuls. I like about 2-3 spoonfuls. Then you take it over to the sink. Turn on the tap water to the hottest it can be. When it starts boiling burning my hand, I know it's good. Okay, now it's burning my hand, so put some of that in there, fill it up. Do a little mix. French vanilla cappuccino from Maxwell House. The best coffee. Okay, I'm just mixing these up so they don't do anything, and I make sure they're good. They look good. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Those are the noodles. Just look so delicious. Now there's one more step to the noodles. I just like to let it sit because it allows for the water to kind of soak in, and I don't mind that. Some people do, some people don't. I don't mind the water soaking in a little bit, so I just let it sit until I'm done with everything else. So what's next is I'm going to take out the sauce, which should be nice and warmed up, as you can well see. That right there is 6 cheese Ralph's brand tomato sauce. So really good. And now the biscuits are also done, so let me grab a nice dry towel. We don't have one, I'll just use this. It'll be fine to just warm it up. You turn off the oven, and then take the biscuits out of the oven, put them right up there, and you'll notice they're very nice and golden brown. Look good? And look at that. They're not even stuck onto the pan. See that? It's about 10. That's why you don't want them to stick. You don't want them to like stick together. But there's 10 biscuits right there. Look really good, nice and golden brown. And now we're done. And now what we do is we take and get the drainer out. All right, so we've got the drainer ready. And now we just take this over to the sink and we drain the noodles right into the pot. Usually I just take it and shake it a little bit so that way it's got it's got no water in there, at least loose water. Okay. Then I bring it back over to the stove and just kind of take, so that should be good. Alrighty, so these are the noodles and the biscuits. Also, generally on spaghetti you use Parmesan cheese. We're not going to use Parmesan cheese. We like cheddar cheese. We also like Parmesan cheese. Don't get me wrong, I love Parmesan cheese. That's like one of the best cheeses to put on spaghetti. But cheddar cheese has always been my favorite. And so we're going to, instead of use Parmesan cheese, we're going to use cheddar cheese. So, so generally what you do is you put it in a bowl, you put the spaghetti in a bowl, put your sauce on there, and then of course put the cheddar cheese on there. And the spaghetti should have mixed in there salt, pepper, and of course vegetable oil. Very, very healthy for you. The vegetable oil is. Salt and pepper, not so much, but it'll work. So I want to thank you, and remember, we'll be back to make the cookies, which are Kroger's brand of chocolate chunk walnut cookies. And so we're gonna make these on the exact same pot that we made, or pan that we made the biscuits. So we'll see you in just very shortly after we're done eating our meal for the cookies. Thank you. Doesn't that look good? That's what we're having for dinner tonight. Spaghetti with cheddar cheese on top. Alright, so now we're going to make cookies. And now it says to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Right there. So you're going to let that do its thing. Cut them open like that. Never point the knife towards yourself. Really dumb. You take one of those, you put those there. Now you want to make sure that they're about 2 inches apart. So about 2 inches apart. So we'll say about 3 on each row. Okay, so we can only make that many at a time, which is 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we have 4, 8, 12, 13, 14 more in here because one of them dropped on the floor. That'll be Dylan's cookie. Alright, so once you're done making that, you want to put it in here. Right there. It takes about 14 to 17 minutes to bake. And once it's done, we pull it out and we have scrumptious tasting cookies. We'll be right back to pull out the pan and show you what they look like and then put the next batch in. Thank you. Hey everybody, we're back, and yes, the cookies are finally done. After 14 to 17 minutes. Alright, we'd have to make for 14 minutes. But that's okay, because the cookies are actually done. So, take a pot holder or a napkin or whatever the hell you want to use. And open the oven like this. Take the cookies out like that. And don't those look adorable? Those are the cookies that are going to go into my mouth. Cooking with James R. Henry. Have a great day.